Welcome to an experience powered by Pipe TV.
The love of our community speaks. Real talks, real solutions.
Welcome to The Love of Our Community Speaks. I'm your host, Marcie Novella. We have a special guest in the studio. Please welcome David Sheppard.
Thank you, Marcie. And thank you for allowing me to come to your show. I appreciate that so much.
Now, David, you was on the show previously on Pipe TV with your fiance, your beautiful fiance.
Thank you.
Deborah B. Jackson.
Thank you.
Please tell the audience why you were here before, and we'll show a clip.
Okay. We were promoting another event, and we wanted to let everybody know that the reason why we were putting this event together was to encourage people to donate and for our charity, Youth Development Foundation, which provides scholarships for young ladies who have a 4.0 GPA actually. So that's the reason why we were here promoting our charity event. That's been going on for a very long time. She started it with her late husband, Hal Jackson, who created WBLS. And Debbie was on the radio for 30 years and retired about 6-7 years ago.
Yes, I saw the episode. I was behind the scenes with that. It was a beautiful interview. So here at The Love of Our Community Speaks, we are part of the Pipe TV production, and also we can have anybody from the hosts conduct an interview with you. So produced by Pipe TV, on stage with Tanja, on the move with Miss Tony, and Beauty Behold, Beauty Transition. Okay, so any one of those platforms, you're more than welcome. This is what we do here. We invite people to come back. So it was a great episode. I knew you prior for doing some work, and I'm gonna have my picture up with you as well. And I just wanted to celebrate you. I know you do a lot of events, but I want to talk about David Sheppard, the man, okay?
Okay.
So where did you grow up at, Dave?
I grew up, well, first my family lived in Harlem for a number of years. And my mother decided that Harlem was a little too busy. And at 2 years old, we moved to the Bronx into a development called the Edenmore Projects. It had just finished building Edenmore Projects back in 1954.
So it was a brand spanking new building?
We were the first ones in our apartment.
Oh, nice. Nice.
2 bedrooms, one for the family, for my mother, and then another room for my brother and I. And it was, I have good memories of the projects back during that time, because it wasn't as crazy as it is now with these developments. Well, actually, we weren't designed to live in developments like that. We were designed to live in houses. Back in the South, that's all they did is live in homes. We weren't designed to live in a place that had multi-dwellings. From the buildings were as tall as 14 stories high, and you had 8 living development, 8 apartments, full apartments on each floor, and 2 elevators. It was crazy, but it was nice during that time. Not now. It's a little crazy.
Is that building still there?
Oh yeah, they were well made. Brick and mortar, steel. They're not going away. They're not going away.
And then as you grew up, you got into martial arts.
Yeah, yes.
So tell us about that. What was that like?
Well, I was a very quiet kid, and but I didn't take any stuff from anybody. So there was an incident I had at 18 years old where I had to fight the toughest guy in the projects for a lot of hearsay and all that kind of stuff. I really didn't want to fight this guy, but I was going to let him just beat me up. So I fought him, and he beat me up anyway. But I didn't like how that felt. So I had a girlfriend at the time that lived next door to a family that had a younger brother that studied martial arts, but I didn't know what kind of martial arts, because during that time in the 60s and 70s, we only saw karate and kung fu on TV and in the movies. So after that fight, I said, you know what, I'm gonna see what this guy knows. So I went to his school. At that time I was 19 or 20 and he was 16, and he was a black belt in jiu-jitsu, and I had never seen jiu-jitsu. So I took a liking to it, and I started the class. And when I reached yellow belt, I wasn't feeling too comfortable because I was the tallest guy, the biggest guy in the class. I was a slim guy. I was about 175 pounds. But I was the tallest guy, and everybody wanted to do their techniques on me because I was a big guy to see if it really works. So I got kind of tired of that, and I was ready to quit. So another kid came into the class who was as slim as me, but he was taller. So he became a white belt, and I was a yellow belt, and he became my partner. So that allowed me to stay. I said, I'm gonna stay long because now I have somebody to practice on that's a little bigger than me. So I stayed in that school for 13 years. I got my black belt when I was 26 years old. And I've been learning ever since. I only stopped, and I'm 72, I only stopped since the COVID. COVID closed all the classes and everything. So as I was sitting around not doing a whole lot, I said, you know what? I done did enough of this. I'm ready to chill out. So that's
How long did it take you to get your black belt?
6 years.
Okay, that's a great amount of studying. And it also taught you discipline.
Oh, yes. Jiu-jitsu is a defensive art. It's not aggressive like karate. Karate, you got taekwondo, you have shotokan, you got goju. Those are more aggressive boxing, like kickboxing style. With jiu-jitsu, you use the person's energy against itself, and you defend yourself against that. It's not an aggressive art. If somebody's coming at me, I'm gonna stand there and do what I have to do. But it's not something where you're going to get somebody. So that it teaches you discipline, and I think everybody should learn a little bit of everything.
Well, you made that decision as an adult. Mm-hmm. How did your parents feel about that? Were they concerned about your safety?
Well, they really didn't want me to do it, and pretty much they didn't know what I was doing. So if I'm telling them I'm going to play basketball, I'm going to the dojo. So that's how that worked.
Yeah. So are you teaching that now?
No, as I said, when the COVID came around 4 years ago, I stopped.
Okay.
And I have been doing this since I was 20 years old, and I'm 72 now, going on 73. So your body doesn't feel the same. Although it kept me in the condition that I'm a little better conditioned than another 72-year-old because of working out for so long. You know, so my belly's not over my stomach. You know, I'm
You don't have the
reasonable
bare
weight.
belly or none of that
No, I don't drink too much beer anyway.
Yeah. Well, David also served the community in law enforcement. Can you share that?
Well, yeah, it's a little crazy. I worked at Rikers Island. I came on the job in 1985. So I went to Rikers Island, and then from Rikers Island I bounced around to the Bronx House, and I was in the emergency response unit for 5 years. That's when you have riots or disturbances, and we have to go there and deal with it, whether we have to fight or just stand there to intimidate. we'd rather intimidate than fight anyway, because that causes a whole lot of paperwork and nonsense. So if we could look menacing, because we changed our outfits from blue, light blue to dark to all black fatigue, so that we can, and most of us was 6 feet and over.
And how many years did you serve?
5 years with that.
And how many years as a correctional officer?
20 years, and I'm 20 years retired.
And you're still working?
Part-time. I work for the U.S. Marshals part-time now. Yeah.
So with all of that, did that discipline came from learning your martial arts, you could say?
Yeah, plus I was raised in the projects. So when you're in the projects, you're confronted with a lot of different things. So you have to deal with that. The good thing about me is I wasn't afraid of anything or anybody.
Well, that's
Even
true.
before the martial arts, I was not as they would say, a punk.
No, I don't see you as that.
I was not, no.
See you as a confident person, ready to step up, and if I ask you for something, you'll do it, right?
Within reason.
Within reason, yes, within reason. So, one more question regarding the law enforcement. Tell us about the change from where it was then and where it is now. What's your thoughts about that?
Law enforcement?
Yes.
Well,
In a Rikers sense.
Rikers?
Yes.
Well, when I first came on the job, there was more respect from the inmates than it is now. And they had more cameras. They didn't have a lot of cameras. Anytime we had an incident inside of the jail, we dealt with it, and it didn't get outside of the jail. What's happening now is the inmates inside are, I don't know if they're getting smarter or more, because now they want to sue whenever you do anything. I mean, they even had recorded an inmate that was talking to a friend and telling them that I'm going to cause this officer that doesn't like me to assault me so I can sue them and get some money. So that's what's happening a lot. And they're not afraid anymore, not like they used to be. And my personal opinion, and I know I'm going to get a little
Well, hold
backlash
off
from-
on that personal opinion. We're going to come back and we're going to talk more with David Sheppard.
All right.
I'm Marcie Novella, Love of Community Speaks. Welcome back to the Love of Our Community Speaks. We are with David Sheppard, and we're going to continue our conversation about what we were talking about, the difference with what Rikers Island was like back then and what it is now. Please continue with your thoughts. Whoa.
Well, anyway, when I came on the job in 1985, we had one woman's house on Rikers Island. Women were not committing the same type of crimes that men would commit. Men would rob, steal, sell drugs, gang fights, all that kind of stuff. Women, more or less, would be arrested for prostitution, selling drugs, petty theft, stealing, stuff like that, and not many of them. So we only had one institution, there's 10 institutions on Rikers Island. So we only had one institution for women. But when women were on the job, they did not interact with a lot of inmates in the jail setting, meaning that they would not be in close quarters with male inmates as much as what a woman would do with women inmates. So we didn't have a lot of that. As time went on, they changed the qualifications to come on the job. When you first came on the job, all you needed was a high school education. Then they flipped that and said you need a 2-year associate's degree from a 2-year college, community college. So that changed the dynamics of who was being hired. And more women were going to college during that time, and more women were coming on the job at that time because they took a statistical look at things, meaning most of the incidences that happened between inmates and officers were between men and men, not so much with women, because the inmates looked at women as their girlfriends, their mothers, their sisters, and they would try to talk to them and do all that crazy stuff. So they figured out, the higher-ups, we need to hire more women. We would have less confrontation and incidents and lawsuits and all that. But what that did was gave these guys more power in terms of doing things, because they know how much of a fight is a female going to give these guys, when a lot of these guys, even male officers, can't handle one inmate. We need 2 or 3 of us. But then when it comes to a female officer, it's going to be even, less of a challenge for an inmate. So I believe that is one of the things that made the job a little more difficult, is because of the hiring of more women on the job. Listen, I don't have anything against women. I have a sister, I had 2 daughters, my mother, but when it comes to being physical and have to do what you have to do, a lot of men can't even do it, let alone a 5'5", 140-pound woman against an inmate that's working out all day, that knows how to fight, because they're in the street fighting, and then they give them weights and all that. So that's a difficult thing, even for the regular dude who's trying to do what they do.
Let me just ask you. So you went from there to also film. You were in Malcolm X. What was that like?
Yeah, that was an experience. That was my first movie, and the biggest movie I've ever done since then.
I saw the picture. I recognize you. It was nice to see you there with Denzel Washington.
Right. That was an experience. He was a pretty cool brother too. He was very nice. He wasn't stuffy and didn't have an ego and all that kind of stuff. He was easy to talk to and very friendly and knowledgeable.
So then, now, I noticed that you got into comedy and promoting now. So
I've always been a promoter.
Always been.
I've been a promoter since I was 23 years old. I used to promote parties in my apartment in Parkchester. I was giving parties back when I was 23, the 70s in Parkchester, and they were free parties. So I would have my friends come over with food and whatever we need to drink and whatnot, and I would I was a DJ then, a generic DJ, but a DJ nonetheless. I would have during that time you had those big long playing albums that played for about 6 or 7 minutes or more. So I would have that in my bedroom, and then the other room I had a speaker, and then I'd run another line to the living room. And I did that for about 3 or 4 years, until one day I started seeing people that in my house that I didn't recognize, I didn't know. So that kind of got me a little nervous. So one day somebody clogged up my toilet and stole my Brothers Johnson album. And then my neighbors were complaining about them smoking in the hallway, whatever they were smoking in the hallways. So I said, I got to get out of here. I can't keep doing this. So my cousin encouraged me to go to the Stardust Ballroom, which was in the Bronx on Boston Road. And I gave my first event there, and that's not too far from the projects where I lived at. Before, I was in Edenmore Projects, and when I moved, I went to Parkchester Projects. So that's what happened. I started my promotion career. I started the Stardust Ballroom, then I bounced around from Leviticus and Pegasus and I'm dating myself, San Reed. These places are no longer around. Sweetwaters, all these different places I was giving parties. And I didn't start the comedy thing until 93.
Okay, so now you have an event that's coming up on July 26th, excuse me.
Right.
Tell the audience about that.
Well, growing up, my mother was a Jehovah's Witness. and they didn't celebrate birthdays. So when I got older, I said, I'm gonna give myself a birthday. And I started when I was 60 years old giving blue and white birthday parties for myself once a year. And I've been doing it since then every year. And this one coming up is in Co-op City in the Bronx at the Co-op City Grand Ballroom. I have Karyn White, who sings Superwoman, and
Lost Sword, Secret Rendezvous.
Secret Rendezvous, yes. She's going to be performing. I have Bob Lee from WBLS hosting the show. I have a hilarious comedian by the name of Fig. He's been in the business for 30 years. And I have two fantastic DJs. DJ Juan Kuhn, who's a celebrity DJ. He's from Connecticut. And then we have Mike C., who's from Brooklyn. He's in big demand for everybody, Mike C. And so then I got Tracy Holt. Now, Tracy used to be one of the Apollo models. She's coming in from, where's she coming in from? She's out of state. I can't remember exactly where. She's coming in with her models to do a quick set for everybody. And that's taking place Saturday, July 26th at the Co-op City Ballroom in Co-op City. That's 177 Dreiser Loop. Showtime is 8:30 and the doors open up at 8 o'clock. I ain't gonna tell you how much it is. It's a reasonable price.
Yeah, we're not gonna discuss money.
Nah.
Okay, so I appreciate all the information, and I just want to thank you so much for coming to the show.
And I appreciate you asking me to come to the Community Love Speaks.
One thing I want people to know about you is how you encourage everyone that you come across. One day I sent you a clip of one of my previous shows, and you said, I want to be on your show. So if everybody could just spread the word about the shows that we do here, you'll have someone special like David on the set.
Thank you.
So thank you so much for your kind words. And when you ask me, why you? Why not? Look at all those accomplishments you got.
Thank you.
So I want to just thank you. Please give Deborah our love as well. And just tell everybody one more time where to get those tickets. Let's repeat it.
Well, you can go on eventbrite.com to get the tickets. Just type in Leo Blue and White Party, or you can contact me on Facebook, DMS Live, or DMS David M. Sheppard, and all my information's on the Facebook or Instagram, DMS.
And tell everybody how they could follow you on social media, the name.
Well, I have 3 Facebook pages: David M. Sheppard with 2 P's, DMS Live, and David Michael Sr.
All right, everybody. There it is. Thank you so much. I'm Marcie Novella. Please follow me on all major platforms. #Alvin Represents. I want to thank you so much for coming out.
Thank you.
And you're more than welcome to come back again with any promotions you need to do.
I will.
Thank you. Until next time, always remember, this is a place for the community. The love of our community speaks. Thank you. Good night, everyone.
Pretty women often wonder where my secret lies. I'm not cute. I built a suit a fashion model size. But when I start to tell them, they think I'm telling lies. I say, it's the reach of my arms. It's the span of my hips. It's the stride of my step and the curl of my lips. 'Cause I'm a woman, phenomenal woman, that's me. I walk into a room just as cool as you please. And to a man, The fellas stand or fall down on their knees. Then they swarm around me like a hive of honeybees. I say, it's the fire in my eyes. It's the flash of my teeth. It's the swing in my waist and the joy in my feet. 'Cause I'm a woman, phenomenally phenomenal woman. That's me. Now, men themselves have often wondered what they see in me. They try so much, but they cannot touch my inner mystery. And when I try to tell them, they say they still can't see. I say it's in the arch of my back. It's in the sun of my smile. It's in the ride of my breasts and the grace of my style. 'Cause I'm a woman, phenomenally phenomenal woman. That's me. Now, you understand just why my head's not bowed. I don't shout or jump about. I have to talk real loud. But when you see us passing, it ought to make you feel proud. I say it's the click of my heels. It's the bend of my hair. It's the palm of my hand and the need for my care. 'Cause I'm a woman, phenomenally phenomenal woman. That's Tony.